Hello everybody, welcome to Borderlands for the first story pack, Matt, Ellie and the Vault of the Damned, which has been received with, I would say, very mixed reviews on Steam. That is to say, it's at 33% mostly negative, and it is $30. I'm playing as Cash, the new character. And I just unlocked the DLC, so I have no idea what the story part of it is. So let me talk about my first impression of Cash first, the new playable character. And I like him a lot, right? I've only tried his card skill tree so far, up to level 19. But he's super fun to play, so it might actually be my favorite character in the game from a gameplay perspective. And that is also down to him having very minimalistic on-screen HUD design. It's not as obnoxious to play him as like other characters where the entire screen is blinking the entire time for no fucking reason. So yeah, I really like his idea. And basically how this tree works is you have like this skill where you can summon cards, and then you summon cards and it spawns random cards and you can throw them and they do different effects. And he basically also builds up like a resource called like a buff called like fortune, and he has different effects based on how many fortune stacks he has. And when he reloads his gun or uses an action skill, he has the chance to enter windfall, which gives him like additional gun and skill damage, and can also like have different effects on the cards here. And you can also like change the card types, so you add like additional cards to the pools, and it's pretty cool. And right now what I have is basically I have a card that is like a lifesteal card, a red card, and an elemental random card that buffs your damage of your gun after the skill. And he's super fun to play. And yeah, him alone I think is already worth a little bit of money, but a lot of people come for the story part. And yeah, this is it over here. And also let me talk about the improved performance. There is improved performance over the launched version for sure. Especially the shader compilation part has been completely fixed, but there's also like objectively just more raw FPS. Does that mean the game runs well? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it runs well from a like raw FPS perspective. I'm using 3x frame gen on a 5090 to hit 230 FPS, but that still means I have input lag of roughly like 75-ish FPS. So yeah, just keep that in mind. While it is more optimized, I still think it doesn't run amazingly, but at least it runs with a very good frame time now. There's almost no stutter or stuff like that. Just like the raw FPS is not amazing. But DLSS 4.5 also came out since the game release, which is a bit heavier, obviously. Yeah, I still think it's very much worth it if you play at 4K at DLSS. Using DLSS 4.5 performance, the game looks absolutely amazing. In terms of like raw visuals, and it's a huge upgrade over DLSS 4 in my opinion. Okay, let's get right into the DLC though. All players must own Vault of the Damned to progress to this. Yes. There are also still some bugs in the game that have not been fixed since launch. It's mostly honestly the bug with selling. So but
Oh, Ellie. Where are you? From one host to another. I write to you
with an invitation. This planet is a shoreline on a dark ocean. When things fall through the cracks, they wash up here. Your daughter, the young mistress Ellie, is not lost. Quite the converse. She believes she has found something. Damnation encroaches upon her. I am but a humble host, and she requires more potent assistance. The dread winds howl. The cracks grow wider. We are expecting you.
Oh, okay, we're in a blizzard. I actually don't know how much they added.
Are you there?
I am here on an unfamiliar glacier. That
Okay, before I do this, I don't know how much they added in terms of visual effects. I think the rain is a bit more prominent. But yeah, one last thing. You can actually add access the DLC right away. You can create a level 19 DLC character. And it doesn't require you to beat the game, so it's not like gated in any way. And also they changed that all the map unlocks of the main game, the points of interest remain unlocked and the TP points for a new character. So it's much more fun to play a new character, unless you specifically like to re-unlock the map. I don't know if there's an option for this, but yeah, as somebody who beat the game already multiple times with every single character, I think it's a very nice change. You also keep your upgraded vehicles, you keep your upgraded movement stuff. So yeah, it's pretty nice, to be honest. And you also keep your upgraded like inventory space and all those things, right? It's pretty cool.
Lumia statue you sent me.
Then that's where she is. I need you to find my daughter, Ellie. She was with us when we went down over Kairos, but I haven't been able to find where she landed.
I sense a familiar strangeness about the way I have arrived.
I know as much as you do. Whoever sent me that statue said they wanted to help, but still, be on guard, sugar.
This looks a lot like Borderlands 2, actually, the snow area at the start of the game. Yeah, I have Cash's default look, so he looks exactly like this. I haven't used the skin or anything on him because I think, you know, just to show his default style.
What will it be?
So basically how you play him with a card build is you just like activate the card, and then you can like kill a bunch of enemies. Very easy. And then when you're out of cards, what basically happens is you go into the cooldown phase, which then buffs your weapon in my version of the build, and then hopefully deals a little bit of damage. But keep in mind I'm level 19, I don't have good gear, so obviously if you're coming from a late game character, I might seem a bit weak. Yeah, but just keep that in mind, right? Also, we're playing with 3x frame gen with a relatively low frame rate from what I'm used in FPS, so it is a bit input laggy, but you can get used to it, right? The visual fidelity of 3x frame gen is really good. And there is something amazing coming at the end of this month, at the 30th. It's DLSS frame gen 6x that's gonna come out, which is not as relevant for me with the 6x multiplier because I don't have a 500 Hz display, I have a 240 Hz OLED. A really good one. But it's like I can already cap that out basically. But my hope is basically that if that it's true what they said, is that DLSS 6X, basically the new version, what it's going to make it special is that it's not a multiplier. You have to imagine right now, if you're at 240 Hz display, you can basically only get 120 FPS times 2 with a 2x multiplier as your lowest value, but you can never get more than 120 FPS if you're using FrameGen, right? For input lag. And with a new FrameGen, theoretically, you should be able to get like maybe 180 FPS and then top out the last 60 FPS, quote unquote, via FrameGen. So it should be technically possible to adapt the frames individually without having a fixed multiplier. I don't know if that's actually true though, because they're a bit vague in their description, but if that should be the case, that would be the ideal implementation and make it so much easier for people to use FrameGen. You would literally just turn it on, it would automatically adjust your refresh rate, and right now it's like very finicky. You have to know what the average frame rate is, what your hertz is, and then you have to set a correct multiplier and test it, right? And for me, it's 3x, but depending on your hardware, your display, it might be a different multiplier. So it's very hard to set up for the casuals. I'm a very avid tech guy, so for me it's like, you know, very doable, but also still annoying. So I really hope that the 30th is gonna show us what it's like. I don't know if it's coming to Borderlands 4 right away though, to be honest. But yeah, the game looks really good with DLSS 4.5. Like, it's a very beautiful game. and it looks way better than Borderlands 3, but it also runs way worse. And I think the visual to performance ratio, a lot of people will be like, is a bit maybe too negative, right? UE5 here, definitely not the most optimized version of the game I've ever seen. Yeah, every now and then you do see a little bit of a frame of like a shader comp stutter, but the game actually has something funny. It starts to sometimes shader comp already in this menu here. It's like really interesting. So yeah, they try to shader comp as much as they can, but every now and then there is a small stuttering happening still. Yeah, but just keep in mind, right, even though it looks very fluid, I mean for you 60 FPS it's fluid anyway, but yeah, for me it is literally capped at 224 FPS visually, so it's very fluid visually, but yeah, the lag is still there, obviously, right? Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention this, there's a skill here, let me show you which one it is, this one, that overrides your melee with this cool thing that you can spawn every couple of seconds, I mean maybe 30 or so. It has insane AoE and lifesteal. It's really, really good. So in general I feel like the character is strong, but it doesn't seem like completely busted or anything, right? I mean at least not in the early game. Yeah, so he's a very, very competent one, and you might have already noticed, right? The highest of effects is this one, right? This is the most annoying quote-unquote visual effect you have on screen with the character, and it's only partially up anyway, and it's like very subtle compared to a lot of other characters on screen HUD overlays. So that's very important to me because I really thought like the main criticism of the main game was actually how hard it is to read. And also I don't have damage numbers because I just don't like the size of them and the way they look sometimes in this game. But obviously the biggest downside is you can't see if you're critting something because they kind of forgot to make the hit marker red when you crit, which is a bit of a shame because that would have been better than having critical on screen the entire time. And yeah, and the biggest criticism of the guns is still that the ADS scopes are like hideous. Like they're actually non-functional. They're completely. They're too big, they're too gimmicky, they're not good scopes, right? They basically obscure a lot of the important information in the game, and yeah, I'm not like the biggest fan of them, to be honest. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, so you have a choice between which card you want to use, and then the card you use is basically randomized into one of the ones in your item pool. Which is pretty nice. A Vlado assault rifle that's better than ours. And it even has a better scope, which it's not an amazing one, but it's one of the better ones for sure. But yeah, the attack, like those really, I hope whoever did those doesn't do them for Borderlands 5, or learns what a good sight is.
Appreciate the save, Gov. Name's Pickle. Davis Pickle. At your service. Those scabs were aiming to strip the strings off me bones. Now what in Albion's got you here on this here glacier?
I am looking for an Ellie.
Same lady I'm after. Our escape pods landed just over the ridge. Follow me.
Oh, by the way, I didn't talk about the other skill trees. I just know what this, actually I don't know what this one really does. You have like guns that shoot like auto at enemies, like maybe like McCree meets Soldier in Overwatch, if you know that. And this one here is basically a pet build, I guess, where he summons totems which float around and attack enemies and buff you and your team. It's basically a pet totem build. It's a bit like the Sirens one where you summon the Reapers and stuff like that. Yeah, where you basically roll dice and based on the random effects you summon different totems, which is pretty cool too, right? His theme seems to be RNG and gambling. Which, you know, is pretty cool. Like, I do like the character for sure. Like, how do I like his personality? I mean, he's a bit like this generic voodoo doctor style.
It's safe to be out here. Safe. You
gunslinger
voices.
Theme.
One annoying one in particular.
Yeah, he's not my favorite character, maybe in terms of like voice acting or anything, from a flair perspective, but he's okay, right? He's not annoying or anything.
What is worse than insane cannibals?
It's what's making them into insane cannibals. The megalith. Great big hunk of alien rock from the moon. Talks to you. Makes you hear people you miss.
Hey, by the way, before I just walk past everything, are there like points of interest? I mean, I guess there is an echo log we can pick up that I forgot already.
Can't touch you though. Real secret like. Gotta know to knock. That'll get you your shave and a haircut if you catch me drift.
A killing proposition!
So I don't really know how most of the cards do auto aim, because sometimes you just literally don't hit anything, even if you hit them, and then sometimes you just track perfectly. Yeah, but honestly, I am, I guess, like among the fortunate to have a good PC that can run it at a like okay performance level with okay visuals, and so as a result, I actually had a good time with the original game. Even though, like I said, I had have some criticisms regarding it, it was still one of my favorite games for sure, and I also played it almost for like 200 hours. So I think like it was definitely a fun experience for me. And I think I'm amongst, I do want to mention this, amongst the few who maybe enjoy Borderlands a bit more than the average person, because every single Borderlands game I've enjoyed so far has many people be like shitting on it, and I can see why, but I'm just having fun, right? I just want to put that out there so you know that I'm generally a guy that enjoys Borderlands. Like, I just enjoy it, right? There's nothing else I can say about that, basically.
I thought I knew what that truth was, or, you know, at least the general realm that it lives in.
Yeah, so you know where my stance basically is.
There are things in this universe that defy science. Supernatural things, to be more specific. These corroborated reports and discoveries don't feel like they're defying truth, however, but simply expanding on the very definition of the word. Like the story of Curiosity's creatures. Things we cannot ignore once seen or unleashed into the world. And that's so very exciting. It feels like a new color was discovered. If that color was supernatural and beyond our current understanding.
Holy mother of ass.
Some of the best discoveries are those
That range, this thing is completely useless.
Well, consider my face bet.
Kanansi speaks your English.
We got him. I like those small tornadoes, they're pretty cute. Man, this really reminds me of Borderlands. Borderlands 2, and I think the snow also has been added to other areas, but I don't think it's because of the DLC necessarily.
Bad luck, that. Doesn't look like our girl, though. This way. The megalith's got a whole undead army of Legion soldiers under its sway. Kill you on sight, they will. So between the Legion, the Scouts, and a menagerie of other monsters, you gotta keep on your toes out here, Voldunter.
Yeah, so if you don't know what...
Make sure you still have your toes. The ice, whew, she's on.
Sorry, I don't want to talk over him. So just again, a reminder, if you don't know what DLSS 4.5 does, you have to force it in your driver, in the NVIDIA app, if you want to get it for sure, because I don't know what the game defaults to. But it's really important to realize that you can use relatively low resolutions now, and it looks like native 4K. And the particle effects and lighting are vastly superior to DLSS 4, and the motion clarity is just insane, and the artifacting is so minimal. It's really, really good, right? I have 3x frame gen on, and turns out like most of the artifacts were actually DLSS and not frame gen. So yeah, definitely doing a fantastic job here to reconstruct a very believable, stable image, right? Like, just looking at it feels super stable to me. Like, even if your bitrate doesn't show it, maybe, I can like tell you, even on a native resolution without bitrate, it looks very, very clean. And you can see like the lifesteal thing there we can do with our melee is insanely good.
Whisper
Yeah, you can still not turn off this. It's so annoying, actually. I just hate that you can actually grab things like this and you can't like, oh my god. And that you can't override it. Yeah, still some settings obviously missing from the game, but it was not, like, it was always pretty okay in that regard, so it's not like, oh my god, it's unplayable or something. I mean, faster fire rate is actually kind of nice because the more we reload, the more often we can trigger the effect if you want to.
What you want? Hello, my friend. I am looking for Ellie.
I don't know no Edgar, don't know nothing. Shove off!
No, I said Ellie.
Oh, you know what's funny? I actually sold Distortion 2 a Hall Effect keyboard yesterday. Not me, right? I sold him on a Hall Effect keyboard because he was complaining about button mashing in Resident Evil speedrunning, and I was like, do you have a Hall Effect keyboard? He was like, ah, no, I just have a mechanical one. And I basically explained him what rapid trigger does and why I think it's going to be good for him speedrunning. And then he was like, ah, shit, wait, this sounds like cheating, blah, blah, blah. Is it really that good? And I was like, yeah, it is that good. And then also the top speedrunner of Resident Evil in terms of times right now, Spicy, said, oh yeah, I also have a Hall Effect keyboard. And then he basically was like, okay, I'm gonna order one. I'm gonna order one tonight, and so maybe tomorrow he will have. Today he will have ordered one already. Yeah, so that would be really funny if I actually sold this and you see a keyboard.
We haven't eaten yet. It's crazy, Earl. How are you going, Earl?
I'm awful, chump. I hate you.
Earl, I hear you're an expert on iridium. Can you tell us some secrets about everyone's favorite purple rock?
Cuts up my gums, something terrible.
Okay, you heard it here first, boneheads.
Wanna buy some of my gum blood?
No.
Then get out of my face.
Yeah, so they still make this, I would say, mistake of putting the echo logs next to mission targets that have dialogue. So you basically are pressed to wait for the echo log instead of putting it somewhere where nobody's talking. Kind of still not fixed this, you know?
Ah, so you met Earl. He's a bit loony, even by my standards. Won't get much out of him. Best to keep moving.
Yeah, so I think the major criticism for a lot of people is that the DLC is very short. I haven't beaten it obviously, right? So I can't speak about that, but you still get cash as a character, right? It's still a character DLC as well. But yeah, 30 bucks is a lot of money. You can get like full games for that price, right? So I can see where the, you know, like the value proposition is maybe off for the not as hardcore people who just want to play the game again with a different character.
This is the last pod. Looks intact.
Ah! That surprised me.
The megalith is waking up. We should really be getting to safety, Gov. See if there's any clue as to Ellie's whereabouts.
Situation report. Deep skag shit. That energy field around the planet fried my pod's navigation, and I'm deep in nowhere. I'm all alone except for Earl, which is worse than alone. Maybe I'll... Hang on. Who's talking? How you know my name?
Oh, by the way, Crimson Desert really kills the bitrate on Twitch. Like, it looks so shit on Twitch. Holy, I didn't realize how bad it is. For every single streamer there, it just looks completely dog shit. Because there's so many moving elements, like leaves and grass.
If our girl already started hearing voices, she may have gone deeper into the storm. I think I might have a lead back at... Hang on. You hear that?
Yeah, and just like a reminder, right? I played the base game for 200 hours, right? For me, this, even if the DLC doesn't add a lot of playtime, on top of that, I already have so much value from this game. It's one of my most played games. So it for sure for me is a no-brainer to pick up the DLC if the character seems cool, right? Because I just enjoy playing this game, listening to podcasts, streams, and stuff like that. Like for me, this is like a casual brain-off game. But the DLC I do want to share with you, obviously, since we did the main game completely on stream. But yeah, the rest of the grinding and just chilling is basically usually done off stream, right? Because I don't think it's that useful. And I usually also like to just watch things.
Babe out here. Time for a shave and a...
This is such a Doom reference, what the fuck? What? That's pretty cool. Yo, that's cool. I mean, this is super Doom. What the fuck? Yeah, just having replayed Doom: The Dark Ages, this definitely reminds me a lot of Doom. Yo, this is really cool. And hey Lucy, where's Waffles? Later. I'm definitely gonna try to take a nice picture of them. Lass mich dran erinnern, Janine. Janine, lass mich dran erinnern, dass ich Waffen fotografieren. Dass ich die Waffen später fotografiere. And I hope you're doing well, Lucy. Yeah, don't worry, Silksong's not cancelled. I just got to the part of the DLC, playing this game a bit casually off stream, and I do want to show it because we played the entire game on stream, and I think there's like a lot of like very negative perspectives on the game. And as somebody who I will tell you if the like the value is really there or not. I think I'm going to have a bit, maybe a different opinion than most people on this game, but I will be as honest as I can. Obviously, right, I have nothing to gain or lose by telling you either way. So I'm going to hopefully have a lot of fun with this, and then I can actually tell you what the reviews on Steam and why they are the way they are, right? Like, holy, you got fucked.
Damnation. Moxie, can you hear me?
Vault Hunter, can you hear me?
Double damnation. I see. I should find the door he was talking about before that happens again.
Isn't it funny that we're playing Silksong and then the DLC for Borderlands 4 comes out like the last time Borderlands 4 came out where we were playing Silksong? The curse of Borderlands. No, just don't worry. Silksong 100% continuing. And the DLC is allegedly very short, so it should maybe be 1 or 2 streams, depending on how long it is. Yeah, not my favorite ordnance, actually. It's just really good against elites, I guess.
Stay right there.
fuck is he doing? Okay, we got him. The Looming Fear Stalker. I have no idea if this is a good one. Improbable. Critical hits grant a stack of deduction that increases the next non-critical hit damage by 20% per stack. Non-critical hits grant the stack of observation. Ah, okay, but if you only crit, it's probably not as good, so you want to alternate between crits and non-crits, I guess. Sure, let's use this one. There's the generic Jacob scope here. And glad to hear you're doing well. I'm also doing fine. I enjoyed this. Wasn't Borderlands always expensive? So it was always a full price game, but in recent years they have moved towards, I guess, not in recent, actually I think if you look at the original Borderlands, I think ever since Borderlands 2 they actually have been doing a lot of DLCs, but they have been mostly like smaller segmented ones, right? Like more like $9, maybe $20. But $30 for sure is maybe amongst the more expensive ones. But I think, as far as I remember at least, a lot of DLCs actually like split between new characters and between new story content. So there was like character packs and there were like story DLCs. And I'm not good at actually doing that data. So if you really want to know if this is a good or bad value proposition compared to the old games, honestly, ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT can do a very well summary of the prices and everything. I just know that $30 is quite a lot for a story expansion that might be pretty short. So it's like 1/3 of the main, no, not 1/3. It's at least 50% of the main game, and it's probably a fraction of the main game in length. So yeah, from that perspective, obviously, it might not be the best deal, but then again, it gives you a new character there with which you can enjoy the entire game. So. Yeah, but how do I investigate them? What? What do you want from me, game? Investigate the pieces. I mean, I am investigating, or do you mean shoot the pieces? Oh, you have to put them together.
Shave and a haircut.
Yeah, so I can't really like compare the value proposition because first of all I haven't finished the DLC yet, but also you would need to ask ChatGPT what exactly was the launch price, inflation adjustment, etc. Right? So yeah, it's not an easy comparison for me to make, but yeah, $30 definitely seems like it's more expensive to go. And I also didn't buy the deluxe edition.
Marty?
I bought the DLC in the game.
Welcome. Are you in need of lodging?
Mancubus Bloodtooth.
You are the man I won the deck of Canansi from. What are you doing here?
I am your humble host. Welcome to my speakeasy. This place is difficult to find. Perhaps young Master Pickle passed on word of my establishment.
Yes, he has folded his hand, so to speak. Are you the source of all this madness? Or is something even trickier at play?
Yes, that. The ongoing psychic effects of a broken eldritch artifact. It drives lesser minds quite mad.
All the more reason to find Ellie. Moxie sent me here for her.
Ah, then she received my invitation. Good, good. Well, if you seek Mistress Ellie, I am afraid she has declined my offers of protective lodging several times now. I sent Mr. Pickle out in the hopes he might track her down, but it seems the trail ran cold. Perhaps he left some clues as to her potential whereabouts in his lodging.
So, I don't really like, by the way, the lower crosshair position, because what it does, it makes you look upwards the entire time. So you're playing the game like this instead of like this. Unless they have a camera adjustment feature for that, but still, I don't like it, right? A lot of people like it because it feels like you see more, but I don't think it's actually that good and it's less intuitive. Let's quickly talk about you don't like OpenAI, Lucy. So first of all, it's the company that started the AI race. So inherently, integrity, security, those things don't seem to be at the top of their priorities. Yeah, so not liking them is perfectly fine because they're a big corporation, which is obviously there to make a lot of money, right? They're not there to be your friend. They're not there to do good, right? They're literally just an AI company. From the 4 biggest AI companies, Anthropic, Google, XAI, is it XAI? I don't even know what it's called, like Grok basically from Elon Musk, and OpenAI. If I had an intuitive split, I would put probably Grok and OpenAI on the bit more sketchy side, and Google and in a bit in the middle, to more positive, and Anthropic at the absolute top of the most trustworthy company. They have withheld their version of ChatGPT. They had it at the same time as OpenAI, right? And they said we're not going to release it to the public because we don't want to start a race. We want to give people more time for security reasons. And then OpenAI basically jumped the gun and started the race. So Anthropic actually conceded their leading role and their leading spot in the AI race by thinking about security. They also didn't do the Department of Defense stuff with the US government. They're like actually, I think, the good guys, right? So if you want to be morally supportive, Anthropic is the #1 recommendation from my perspective. The CEO seems to be a very, very nice, super honest, upfront guy who literally says, I'm going to be super rich if we don't change regulation and other people are going to be poor. I'd rather that not be the case, right? He's literally advocating for stuff that makes his company poor, himself poor, and a person who speaks and does actions like that, I think, is a very trustworthy person in my opinion. So this guy gets 2 thumbs up from me. Google seems to be on the nicer side too on this end when it comes to AI. They seem to be positioning themselves also in a more safe space, so they also get 1 thumb up. And Grok and OpenAI have like XAI, whatever, they get like the middle thumbs, like because sometimes they're a bit sketchy, yeah, right? Like there's not a regulation, so both of them are sketchy. Why not thumbs down? Because both of them still, I think, add tremendous value if you use their products, like knowingly what you're doing, right? And when I say talk to ChatGPT, I just use what most people know, but actually just talk to whatever chatbot you trust the most or feel like is the most useful. And obviously that's what I mean, right? I don't want to sell ChatGPT or anything. Yeah, it's basically just like one of the tools you can use. And if you want to be morally the most aligned, I think Anthropic would be my #1 pick. If you want to be the most useful AI tool, the easiest integration, if you're already in a Google ecosystem, obviously Google would be #2 there. And then I want to see OpenAI #3 and Grok #4 in terms of what I think there, but they're quite equal in terms of like alignment stuff. Yeah, so just like an explanation why I mentioned that and which one I would actually recommend for various reasons. Yeah, so for most people, honestly, it would be probably Gemini. And the reason is also because you might be, but I'm an iPhone user, right? We don't have the Google stuff on ours. We're not on Android, we're on iOS. The reality is though that Siri is now gonna be Gemini. Basically, they have a contract now with Google because they didn't manage to get their in-house AI up to speeds, and they basically were like, okay, we give up. We're just gonna buy whatever we can, and they decided, because it makes sense, right? Because Android, Gemini, already smartphone integration, very good. So they went like, okay, we're just gonna contract Google to do our Siri So you're going to be using Gemini anyway. So Gemini is probably the most useful one. For morals, it would be Anthropic thought, right? Yeah. But that's basically the background, right? Like I said, I'm a huge AI nerd, so when I say something, I do want to put it a little bit in context so people don't just jump the gun and use a tool they might not actually want to support. Okay, but let's continue playing.
Thank you for your patronage. Now, the console will ask you a quick little question.
This bug here, not fixed. I cannot hold the mouse button here and sell
However,
half of the time. I don't know why.
customary for exceptional service.
Sure, yeah, but the service was bog standard, so, you know.
There is nothing standard about a bog. They are each murky in their own way. But so be it. I must ask you to leave, sir, to free this table for other patrons.
What? But I just got here, and slag me, mate, you know what's out there.
All the same, mate. I must insist that you leave. Right
No!
now.
Yeah, they did it again. They put the equilog. They put the equilog in a place where you had so much dialogue already. I don't know why.
Well, we're all looking for someone. But if she ain't here, maybe it's best you forget her. At least in this place, you won't have her voice gnawing at the back of your skull.
This is a very special scene. Like, such a background with a head there is usually the worst case for AI upscaling in the past. And you can see there's almost no, like, trailing artifact or anything behind his head. It's so good, like, how clean the image is now. It's by far the best image we've ever seen in human history in computing.
Haven't seen her. Hey, if you see some little shit talking like a street urchin, check your wallet. Little bastard cleaned out my pockets. I was looking right at him.
Falling through the cracks. That's what the dreams are about. We're all falling through the cracks, aren't we?
Okay. Wow. Crazy hints here.
Pick up! It appears you've been found in a bucket or two.
Please, avail yourself of anything useful.
I know I should be trying to get back to Sanctuary. God's probably where he'd sit. But I gotta get to that megalith. I've been hearing... never mind.
Bro, I hate order guns.
Damn fool dogs guys have the path barricaded. Maybe the scavs have some useful scrap I can whip into something kick-ass. Then these Legion will see what happens when they get between me and a hard place.
What the fuck is this building? Why are there so many containers? And why do I have to open them? I don't have to, right? It's just me.
It appears Ellie was heading to a scavenger camp. Where can I find these scavengers?
If you exit out that door, you might find the wind a bit less biting. Everything else, I'm afraid, has quite sharp.
By the way, Grok shouldn't be used because it was to make illegal content, including not for illegally. Sorry for bringing it up. No, don't worry. You're probably talking about like the fact that why is Grok right? Why is Grok such an issue? Because it's X or Twitter integration, whatever you want to call it.
Marauders who survived the cataclysmic fall. They've made several encampments in the windswept wastes.
Ellie was trying to reach the next one. She mentioned guard soldiers in her way?
Yes. Them. That Legion is something else entirely. They get their orders from higher up. The megalith itself is ensconced in a deadly maelstrom.
Yeah, so the problem with Grok is the integration and the fact that it can be prompted easily via X, and there can be like hidden prompt engineering. So if you don't know, right, like whenever you see a post that is at Grok do this, there can be like hidden layers of prompting that you can't see, right? Additional basically inputs. And so you might think, oh, it was prompted that, and then a different output emerged. And this is the way you can access the API. You can basically prompt things which are not publicly visible. And at the end of the day, the problem was basically generating not safe for work content, also of minors. You can basically just like get any picture of anybody online and say like, you know, just undress that person. And honestly, I think we're heading here in a direction where I think my advice is in general, if you're under 18, just don't upload images of yourself. Not because Grok is right or wrong, but because actually you're putting yourself at risk of being, you know, like just like your identity being stolen. And if you're a minor, that can be especially annoying, right? So I think honestly you would be safer off not posting any like images or something, especially also your age online, right? Just like keep those things to yourself until you're 18 and your family or whatever, but don't have like a social media account, don't have Instagram, right? Like, I mean, you can have it, but just don't post personal pictures of you, just post food or something, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's the safest approach, right? If you wanna be quote unquote safe in the current times. Oh, there's a question mark over here and here. I'm kind of curious what those are. Yeah. And I would also say Grok is the one that I would use the least, right? And then you had like Mecha Hitler moments and stuff like that. So yeah, basically there's a lot of issues basically with alignment if you have an AI that's basically interacting with billions of people, basically, right? So you always have to keep that in mind. Like it's maybe not the best AI and place to use for yourself, right? So yeah, Grok is definitely my least recommended one. But that can change, right? Every single model iteration is vastly different. It's just like the current version, right? They move so fast. So like, for example, Gemini was inferior to ChatGPT, and now they're basically the same. And yeah, everything just evolves over time. So you always have to keep an open mind for that. But obviously, don't forget the past. Don't forget who started the AI race, who doesn't care about safety, right? Because those are core, you know, like principles. What? The fuck? Those are core principles, like the what do you know, like the company's values, and those don't change as fast, right? The model might change quickly, but the core values don't change. So yeah, just keep in mind whoever acted a bit more suspiciously in the past or negatively, that's probably not going to change as fast. So yeah, that definitely shows, you know, the morals a bit more, and yeah. That part is definitely important though for AI, because we're like talking about a tool that has a lot of power, and you want to have that power in the wrong hands? Probably not, right? Yeah, you can always bring stuff up, right? I'm a very open streamer, and I don't mind talking about stuff that's, you know, relevant. Yeah, in general, right? Online safety, etc. Like, also we're heading in an age where like scamming is getting way more easy. You can get voice, what is called like there's voice phishing these days. So if you have like loved ones, I mean, hopefully you do, right? You should definitely have a password that only you know, that you can use when people are asking for money or help or something, right? If your brother calls you tomorrow and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm stuck here and we had a crash with a car, we need to go to a hospital, but we don't have our stuff with us. Can you quickly send us some money so we can pay?" or whatever, right? Or there's like anything, right? Just like a reason for that. Or your grandma's calling, "Oh, I'm ill, I need some money for the treatment," and you're like, "Ah, shit, yeah, I can see it," right? And those might be just like, you know, like phishing, voice phishing. They might not be your brother, it might not be your grandma. And that's why it's really important to have a password that only your family members or your friends, whatever, know. So you know it's them, right? It is an absolutely essential thing to have. And if you don't have that, you're leaving yourself open. Like, there's this new attack vector of basically voice phishing, which has not been available in the last decades, obviously, because we didn't have the technology. and you should be very aware of that, right? Like, also, email phishing is getting more sophisticated, and obviously there are issues which are very, very dangerous for society, like advanced hacking capabilities. And it is not unrealistic that if banks don't secure themselves very well with AI agents to protect themselves, they will be hacked on a scale that can bring down entire banks, right? Like in the next decades, maybe. So actually, complete banks could be destroyed by cyber attacks if we don't up the security there. But that is not on you, it's just to be aware. So if you have a lot of money on a bank, right, which I guess is not the average American, because I know like the data, right, like the data is unfortunately very anti-saving there. But if you have money in the bank and it's enough to warrant being afraid that you're going to lose it all, you should definitely have more than one bank account if possible, right? Because you wanna basically split the risk of one of your banks getting struck by a cyber attack and maybe not being able to give you back your money that you put there, right? So I think that is a very, very important. We don't have this Eldritch thing. It wasn't the box here, right? But I don't really know how it works. Yeah, so that's really, really important that if you have a lot of money, don't put it in one bank, but actually split it up. So if you lose the money, at least you only lose half of it or a third, depending on how much you have, right? Yeah, this is just like a small little aside here, just basic stuff, right? Cybersecurity and personal security online. And hey, Ava, yeah, I remember you. Yeah. When you come by daily, I can remember you for sure. And hopefully also when you come by less often. But like I said, my name memory is unfortunately not the best. And Google unfortunately doesn't have like color coding, which really helps me, right? If people have different colors associated with them. What do we have to do here? I have no idea. And Google did make an AI voice, so human-like, that generally disturb the engineers. Yeah, I mean, the future is, right, we always think of these robotic voices, but the future already now is not robotic voices, right? You can barely tell if somebody's a human anymore, and it's really easy to train on data that's like, to personalize it to a certain voice style. So yeah, so like scammers just need very, very few words, right? They maybe need one sentence or two sentences spoken by one of the people who you know, or yourself, to use your likeness online, right? Like, you don't need a lot of like data to like fine-tune the model to get certain voice patterns. So yeah, that is unfortunately already a reality, and it's just gonna get worse year by year. Yeah, and hope you're doing well, well, Ava. And I should play one shot. Can you tell me what one shot is? Like what is one shot? Like, is it a game? Or, I mean, it sounds like a game. Or is it a build for a game? Yeah, sorry for rambling about random stuff here. Yeah, whenever we use the topic, I do want to get the basic points across, though. Sorry for changing the topic, but do you like other roguelites? Yeah, I'm a big roguelite fan. So if you look at the games I played on the channel, a lot of them are actually also roguelites. The problem is with roguelikes and streaming is that often they're kind of repetitive, and so I usually just showcase the initial like parts of them unless they're heavily story focused. And every now and then maybe I post a late game run or something. But yeah, because it's just like a type of game that I think is very well suited for just like, you know, playing while you're listening to a podcast or a stream or something yourself. So yeah, I love roguelikes. It's probably my favorite genre, I would say, in general. And I really wish we had good FPS roguelikes at this point. How does this mechanic work though? Okay, so we used this box here and then it showed us two areas over here. And ever since I haven't found a single piece of them. The sugar factory, okay. And something I say, so Hades 2 was the last game I played before Crimson Desert, so maybe like, I finished it maybe like a week and a half ago. Yeah, so Hades 2, we did a full playthrough of the story just like recently on the channel. Yeah, I really like it. Definitely one of my favorite games of all time, together with Hades 1. And like a big Supergiant fan in general, like also like Transistor and Bastion, amazing games. Yeah, Slay the Spire, also big fan. Not the biggest fan of the art style though. Really hope the second game changed that, but it didn't. Why have I not played Slay the Spire 2? Time, number 1, and 2 is early access, and I think I'm gonna enjoy it when it's released, right? I'm also been looking at the co-op mode and everything. But I will be playing it once it's version 1.0, because right now I'm not starving for a new game, right? So even though I'm looking forward to Slay the Spire 2, it's not like I'm gonna die if I don't play it. Also, I'm playing KO Zero Nightmare, which is a roguelite gacha game, which is a bit in that alley, so I already have like my... But why is it so short though? Okay, we can see the boxes here. The rooftop thing, I should have done that right away. Now we just pick it up, huh? Wait, now we can see it. I don't know why, but... There's no grappling point there. It's not. Okay, this is just another version of the artifact fragments from the main game.
As long as there has been a launch, there has been a proprietor. And there has always been a launch. But the new speakeasy has drawn in a great deal of fresh customers, and I find myself stretched thin. I require a new form of note-taking. After all, a business is only as good as its records.
Wait, it's a puzzle game made by Danny. Wait, is Danny the guy who did the that survival game where you run around and kill shit? I just forgot the name of it. Was he like the with orcs or something? Like, is he the guy who makes like meme games quickly? For him, actually, vibe coding must be amazing. It should help so much creating faster projects. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm just so bad with names, right? So is that the Danny who also did that? Yeah, so I actually don't know the game. Oh, it's not made by Danny. Okay, it's not made by Danny. Okay, but is Danny that guy? Like, am I remembering that guy correctly? Muck, exactly, Muck. Was Muck made by Danny? I would be amazed if I remember that, because I didn't play the game actually. I didn't play Muck. I just heard about it and watched it a little bit. Wait, are we actually still? No, we're still good here, right? It's like a perspective thing. So this one is finished now. Okay, cool. And what is this one here? Shortcut, as the name implies. What?
A new record!
What do you mean shortcut? Huh? Because once we're inside the factory, we can use the shortcut. Okay, you know what? Let's go for the main mission, or maybe not. Let's maybe go for this one. I'm so bad at open world exploration. Okay, this is behind the other one, but it doesn't really matter. And yes, oh, that's funny that I actually remember that. Sometimes my brain does remember useless shit. Useless shit in a way that I didn't interface much with it. Okay, so it's like a puzzle game. I mean, they're like, unfortunately, puzzle games tend to be amongst those games that I do like, but whenever I play a puzzle game, I'm kind of wondering, should I actually just be reading a paper, right, a science paper or something instead? Because it's like, it's more like a, you know, like intellectual labor, in quote unquote. And yeah, it kind of like, ever since like reading science papers, I always feel like whenever I play a puzzle game, I could also be learning new stuff there. But I do enjoy them a lot, actually. I really like a lot of them, right? The Witness, or obviously Portal, right? Classics. The game with the white small animal, which name it is, forgot. What is it called again? Is what you... Baba Is You. Baba Is You, amazing game. So many, right? I do play a lot of them. Talos Principle, I still want to play part 2. There's so many, right? So yeah, I like puzzle games, but I usually just don't find the time for them anymore as much as I did in the past. But honestly, when Jonathan Blow is going to bring out his new game, like the next quote-unquote The Witness, I'm obviously going to be playing it. Such a brilliant designer and always very interesting ideas. But there are a lot of good ones for sure. Are links allowed here? I have no idea, honestly. I don't know what the Autobot on YouTube does. Nobody has ever tried to post a link. If you want to post links safely, I have a Discord, which is linked in the... What do you call it? Like, I don't even know if you can DM. On Twitch, I would say just DM it to me. Or I can allow links there, I guess, with a bot. But you can also just like join Discord and just post it there if you want to. That also should work. Yeah. Or you can YOLO here, I have no idea, I hope. But I have no idea actually. So you would be the first person to try, I guess. So I hope at least you only get a warning if that happens. There is no game Wrong Dimension. I've also have this, maybe even on my wish list. I'm not quite sure, but I haven't played it yet, unfortunately.
Oh, never mind.
Those puzzles have no theme and also a bullshit that require to Google the answer. Okay, I hate Googling. Whenever I have to Google in a game, it's basically, for me, it's like a failure of game design. Yeah, so when I have to Google and I don't go like, okay, I'm just lazy or something, but I feel forced to do it, I don't like it, right? It usually just means that something should have been explained better or, yeah. But actually a game we might play, which maybe also has some puzzle elements pretty soon, is Outer Wilds. It won Game of the Year 2019 on several sites and is, I think, the Source and 2's favorite game of all time. And I have started playing it for a couple of hours back in the day when it was on Game Pass, but I never got around to actually finishing it. So we only dabbled very superficially in it, but it was very intriguing, and I basically bought it on sale now, and it's already installed, and it's one of the games we might play pretty soon. And I heard a lot of praise about it.
You ain't the lost leader. Who are ya? Just a friend passing through. Have you seen a lady named Ellie?
The avalanche in her overalls? Yeah, she was here. And stole our gear shift to drive.
And you know this game is nice.
If you're friends with her, you're dead.
But I'm always, by the way, I mean, the game you mentioned, I forgot the name. The game you mentioned, which I can scroll up later to see the name. I will definitely check it out, and if it seems like a game I would enjoy, I will also add it to the wish list. Yeah, it's like time competition, right? If I could, I would play so many games at once. Obviously, right? We haven't finished Silksong yet. So yeah, I'm always trying to be like honest about that because time is the limiting factor, right? Well, I'm pretty sure I would enjoy so many games I haven't played. I can only play so many. There's one puzzle where nobody would blame me for Googling. But would I enjoy it if I have to Google? Are you an enemy? You're the ally! I think. No, you're not actually. What? Where was it? Where was his HP bar? Yeah, the game also has damage numbers if you like those. I just don't like them as much. This sniper rifle is really good though. And we also have a level up, right? I'm so sorry, I'm so ass at playing and streaming. Yeah, another skill. High roller. This one we just push here to get this one. Yeah, one shot. Again, that's the name. Why did I never hear of that game? That might be a good or a bad sign, depending. Because I keep up with games a lot, right? I watch Steam 250 every day. I look at gaming news sites every day. I have like content creators I watch. So usually when something flies under the radar, there is a reason. It might just be that I didn't pay attention enough. But yeah, they're actually, to be honest, right? They're like probably 95% of all games that come out I'm not aware of, but they're usually very small and niche, right? So the bigger ones I usually tend, or the higher rated ones, I tend to usually know, at least by existence. Hopefully. Okay, it's an underdog. Okay, I mean, there are a lot of really good games which are unknown, right? So I'm not saying I know every good game. That's not the case for sure. But if I didn't hear of it, it's usually still like, okay, maybe I just forgot about it, right? When I see it, maybe I'm gonna remember. Names, you know, bad with them. Oh, we're gonna get a new vehicle, or is this following her?
Looks like she drove this way. Time to follow the trail.
I don't know if they added new guns to the game. Legendaries for sure, but non-legendaries, I have no idea. How the loot pool basically evolved.
Enemy engaged! Form a defensive perimeter!
Engines fried, but the guns are just warming up. I'll kill you double day. Get blasted, you haunted head.
The fuck is this? Why is he still talking? What? No idea what he's doing here. Oh, they're like mutated. That's cool.
Another fight crossed my way. And destroy!
Oh my god. Okay, but they have new enemies, so they're not copy-pasting the main enemies only. So it was kind of... Also for me, this is important, right? Because if you add more enemies to the game, you can basically also put them to into late-game content, randomly spawn them. So it basically elevates content outside of the DLC also a little bit, if you just add, like, more stuff there. This area now reminds me a lot of Borderlands 3's moon surface. Where's the enemy? The fuck? And I should put my Discord in my live stream description. Good thing you mentioned that, because I actually have it on... I have it in my channel description, but I guess like the live stream description would be a good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down actually quickly so I don't forget. First, maybe the game name and then also the channel description. The video description, whatever you call it. Add Discord video or stream description, YouTube, and the name of the game is, it's a 4-hour game. Okay, that's really good actually. I just started parsing here. What is one shot, right? One shot. Okay, one shot game. So it's just like can look them up later and change it. Oh, by the way, roguelite. Really good roguelite that not many people know maybe is Shogun Showdown. Really good, really good. 10 out of 10 roguelite. It's like a strategic deck building roguelite.
You see that? They're always trying to jump scare my ass. So, did my daddy send you? Answer in a sec. We got company.
She's still there and fat. Which is fine. I just hope her health is doing well. Basically, you're asking if I played like games like Repo, Lethal Company, and you know, like whatever other game there is. There's so many right now. I did play a little bit of Lethal Company with a friend group, but I usually don't tend to play those on stream because we're German, right? And I stream in English, so kind of doesn't match, right? Because it would literally be talking German most of the time. But yeah, I usually tend to play them every now and then with friends, but I'm not like the most hardcore fan of them, right? I know that there are people who really spend hundreds of hours in those. I'm more a very casual, hang out with friends guy there. But yeah, they're still fun to me. I definitely enjoy them. I also think like the proximity chat really makes it way more fun if you can like know where people are and stuff like that. Yeah, it's super fun to play. But it's definitely not a game I would like say I would play like without my friends, basically, right? It's basically a more friend-focused game. Oh, everybody was dead. Interesting truck there. Wait, you can crouch dodge to dash? I didn't even know. Wait, is this gun super inaccurate when you run and shoot? Oh, it is. What the fuck? It doesn't shoot at all where you're aiming. Or does it in the crosshair? No, it does actually.
That'll teach some freaky bastards. Alright, now we can talk. So, my daddy send you here or what?
Lucy asked shotgun. Sorry, I read that and didn't reply. There are shotguns in the game for sure? Or did I pick a good one up that's good and didn't swap to it?
First, I gotta go see my dad. He's calling to me through this here necklace.
I think that thing is screwing with your head. Why would your dad be talking through the necklace?
Ooh, okay, that one seems pretty good for us. Because it reloads a lot.
What is that?
Looks like a blood clot, don't it? Those damn Legion fellas put him up all over to keep me out! Ugh. Damn near impenetrable. Quite the conundrum.
What is that?
Stone is a piece of the
Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry, I didn't want to kill you. So you're getting used to the super strike.
Perhaps a visit to the speakeasy might clear her mind.
Sorry, spooky pencil stash guy. No can do. Got places to be and dads to meet.
I can arrange a parental reunion, but we will need to meet face to face.
All right. But if you're dad fishing me, Dad's gonna light up like a mercenary day tree when he sees me. We'll share a soda pop, 2 straws kind of thing. I bet he drinks cola like me. None of that wine crap.
And what about Dark Souls, Endring, Sekiro, and those types of games? Yeah, those are also among my favorite games of all time, the ones you just mentioned. I'm a bit Souls-like player. The most recent Souls-like we played on stream is Neo 3. But I guess like some call it, don't even say it's like a Souls-like, but it's like more an action game. I mean, it was definitely not that hard, but I still think it has Souls-like elements to it. But yeah, you can also call it an action game if you want to. But yeah, it would be Neo 3. Yeah, big fan, right? Big fan of the genre in general. A bit dominated maybe by From Software in terms of like high quality ones still. But yeah, we definitely played those on the channel. So yeah, whenever there's a new From Software game, you can expect it 100% to be played on stream here. Even Armored Core, right? I'm also a fan of that genre, mecha games.
Apologies for the subterfuge. But as for the reunion...
Mama's here!
Moxie.
I think she's her mother. I'm not sure I remember that correctly.
Oh, Pumpkin, are you okay? Why haven't you called? Did your echo break in the crash?
Oh, sorry. Again, sorry.
My
It's
echo's fine, Ma.
And what's this about your dad? Hun, you know. You remember he's dead, right?
Yeah, Mama, I know that. I just forgot for a sec. Hey, Mr. Twigs, why was I hearing my dead dad talking in my mind?
That stone on your neck, mistress. Where did you find it?
It was in the snow. I found it after I landed. Not sure why I put it on.
I think her character is very tall.
And that is when you started hitting your father?
When you say it like that, this thing's creepy as hell. Let's chuck it into a blast furnace.
I am afraid it has now bonded with you. Removing it will not suffice. You will need to reunite it with the megalith itself.
So we gotta get through that clock barrier after all.
You are not going anywhere. The Vault Hunter can handle that.
BH, I'm gonna stay here because I don't want some eldritch abomination whispering in my ear, and not because my mom says so. You head back out and find a way past that clock.
Given the clot's eldritch origins, perhaps you can weaken it with a counteracting psychic effect. Sugar-Wrath eggs are known to be quite potent in that regard.
You're looking for Shugs? Them scavs rounded up all those night bear balloons and started ranching them. They've been processing the milk nearby.
Holy, we're so tall. I didn't realize until I saw Moxie. Moxie did see
You
that.
didn't need to come out here. I can handle myself.
And Ellie. The cook is Ellie.
I know
Bunny?
that, Pumpkin. I trust you more than anyone in the 6 galaxies. It's everyone else I don't trust.
You're just kind of being a gyrocopter mom.
He's having padding
That's what you
issues
call
here.
protecting my last living child, and that's what I'll be.
They were really tall, so I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, everybody seems... Yeah, if you wondered why is everything so small, that's because our character is massive. There are other characters which are smaller for sure. And I do like it though, because it makes you feel like you're playing a different character too. It's pretty cool. What in the fuck is this thing here?
Corporeal form, so I need you to...
I need an expedient execution of the sort you're uniquely suited for.
Place your bets. Every hand is a solved puzzle. Just shuffled math. Bets closed. Good luck. Queen of hearts, 7 of clubs, 3 of diamonds. Dealer shows a 6. Dealer 6 is a bust 42% of the time. Player stands on 13. That's fear, not logic. Hit or stay. Hit. Bust. Hit or stay. Stay. Dealer flips. 10. 16. Hits. 20. Dealer wins. Statistically inevitable. They never see it coming. Collecting bets. Place your bets. The house always...
Yo, AI art. No.
is a lie they sell themselves. Bets closed. Good luck. Imagine if the odds weren't set. If luck were real.
Yeah, so this is usually concept art. You might be wondering, do they actually draw these images just to put them in these frames? No, this is concept art displayed in game, which is honestly is a really cool idea. Because it doesn't go to waste and people actually get to see it or after it's done. I mean, I'm not saying it's not AI generated, but I like with Gearbox, I do hope they're... At least the end result is at least artist based, hopefully. For now at least, but in the future, who cares, right? Whatever, like, we're fucked anyway. Okay, let's go somewhere. I mean, this seems to be like some kind of hub in terms of where we can go from here. It's pretty cool. And hey, yeah, thanks for dropping by, Eva. We're going to be continuing Hollow Knight 2 soon, so this is DLC, shouldn't be too long, so don't worry about it. We're just basically showcasing it, because I did do the full Borderlands 4 playthrough on stream. And since, you know, there's so much negativity around the DLC, I kind of just want to see if I have a different perspective. What in the fuck was I doing there? We didn't pick up the echo logs here, but I don't necessarily care that much about them, to be honest. So let's just go here. And you got like a major university exam in like 5 days, then good luck with that, and definitely invest the time now, right? Like 5 days is nothing, and you will be happy you invested it afterwards. Right, now is the time to either pump full your short to mid-term memory, but definitely just like, you know, just go all in, right? 5 days is nothing. That's what I always say, because usually I'm also a person who, you know, like inherently doesn't study a lot and just like does the exams because it works for me. But I think like just investing a little bit of time is really beneficial, right? Just like the last few days, you can really improve your results so much just by adding a little bit of extra effort. You don't have to do it like for a month on end or something. Yeah, I always recommend going all in. Hope you still heard that. It's like for the end, right? If it's like an important exam. Yeah, not every day has to be super crazy or something, but just like the last few days. That's when you will have the most benefits, usually. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, by the way, just because I'm saying this, right? Obviously, it's still challenging to motivate yourself often, but yeah, just keep in mind, right? You're just investing 5 days, and then you can like have weeks and months, probably, that are more chill. Hopefully, depending on how many exams you have, obviously. Yeah, no matter what you're doing, by the way, the most important skill is actually being able to use AI in whatever capacity your field will allow you to. Because if you're not like proficient and at the frontier of AI use in your profession, you're going to be left behind or out of a job pretty soon in a lot of jobs, right? So it's like really important to stick to what you're doing, but keeping in mind that AI is a tool that it will be mandatory in most domains. Like really in most domains. I can't imagine a single domain actually, but I'm just saying most because there might still be some where it's not as relevant. But yeah, you for yourself, for your market value, being AI proficient is the most important skill you can learn right now, no matter what you're actually doing. Yeah, even if you're like a plumber or something, like AI is a tool that can also help you as a plumber. It can do your accounting, it can do your planning. Right, it can like help you decide which tools you maybe want to invest into, how to grow your customer base, like how to maybe, you know, like be more cost efficient. Just like, you know, like it can basically help you do stuff which you couldn't afford before, like basically like a manager or something on top of your maybe business you have or something. Right, and even if you're an employee, you can still use it to, you know, like get a lot of like knowledge easily. Be more efficient. Yeah, I think it's really everybody should actually do it. I'm not. This sounds. It's not a sales pitch. It's literally what I believe. Right. I believe that the only way to stay relevant as a human in the next few years in the workforce is by being one of the people who knows how to use AI. And those who don't will be probably, unfortunately, out of jobs soon. Yeah, don't sleep on that skill. It's the most important skill you can ever learn. Also, will give you a lot of insight into how the world will change, and you will not be as surprised. And by the way, that is really important. Okay, sorry, Ellie, for interrupting you. Really important. It doesn't mean you have to understand how neural nets work. You don't have to know what a CNN is. You don't have to know what transformer is, right? You don't have to understand how AI is engineered and coded, right? As somebody who knows that, I can tell you it's not relevant to using it, right? I'm literally talking using the meta tools like chatbots, coding assistants, agents, right? Those image generations, stuff like that, right? Just use the tools. You don't have to understand the background that much. You have to be a little bit, maybe a crash course in what it is actually, but you don't have to be an engineer and scientist to do that, right? This is really important. I'm not talking about that part about AI. I'm talking about the application of the tools. And the tool itself can explain the tools, right? You can literally ask a chat bot to explain that to you, step by step. You don't even have to invest any effort into really getting started, because it will help you get started, no matter what you want to learn. You have basically a personalized coach for every single task you want to do today. And not taking advantage of that is a huge L. But that doesn't mean, by the way, that's really important if you're young. Some people are young and they're listening. You should still learn the basics of whatever craft is and how the world works. Because obviously not being a proficient problem solver yourself is going to make you very prone to not finding errors in AI thoughts. And it's also going to make you less valuable, because if you can just, if you rely on AI for everything, everybody can do that, right? But if you can actually leverage AI in an efficient way because you understand what you're doing, it's going to be very different, right? And also for brain development, if you're under 18, you should be using AI for sure, but you should be using your brain more than AI, right? Every time you ask AI, it should be a very deliberate choice and not, oh, I don't want to think today, I'm just going to ask AI, right? Because your brain really has to develop those problem-solving tools itself, right? And if you're under 10, you should be very, very cautious. And hopefully you have somebody in your life that can assist you and, like help you with when and how to use it. And if not, you should be just aware that it's very important to not rely on it 100% of the time. Problem-solving skills don't evolve because you ask ChatGPT what they are. Or any other agent chatbot, whatever.
See if you can yank one of them shooks free.
Whoop.
Whoops. Maybe we try a healthier one. Open up that tank.
And why I'm saying this specifically is because I think a lot of schools are going to struggle very hard to... They're going to probably go the route of prohibiting chatbots and stuff like that and AI tools. And I think this is very wrong. It's basically asking you to do math your entire life without a calculator, right? Because obviously a calculator is readily available and should be used for certain tasks, but you should still be able to do basic math, and especially magnitude, intuition is important, right? If a number is by a billion off, you should be able to tell because you know what basic math is, right? You don't have to calculate the 10 digits, but you should at least know it should be in the ballpark of maybe 5 digits, 2 digits, then to the 15 or something, but not you don't have to do that in your head, but you should know the basic stuff. You have an intuition for it. So you don't just believe complete bullshit.
You can probably use those fellas as a grapple point.
Hey, we drink that just to get a decent night's sleep without the nightmares. It don't work on undead freaks like you.
I could not be undead if I wanted to be, friend.
Okay.
I am simply trying to get past those cloud barriers.
Ooh, red chest. Really cool chest design. Reload speed and energy shield regeneration rate. I mean, it is blue, right? So it's actually worse than ours, unfortunately. Ooh, we got the Glacial Racer paint job. What DPS does our assault rifle have right now? 278, and the other one had slightly lower. There's more bullets.
Head over to the hatchery and free those shugs, Vault Hunter. I'm itching to reach the megalith and end this little family reunion.
Where do you have to go? Here, 600 meters away. And does that count as opening the shortcut? I have no idea. back in the sugar factory.
Practical, precise, and perfect last.
Wait, you can reroll your cards by mantling? What? Wait, is there another way to shuffle your cards? That might be a bug actually. I don't think it's intended that you shuffle your cards by mantling.
Might have to actually try.
Kind of wonder if you want to have the cooldown resets. Wait, I didn't throw my card. What the fuck?
Catch out. Place your best.
Apologies for the rush, but I do thank you most heartily.
Oh, by the way, people were like, the game is very short. I'm going to be comparing it to a specific game and you might be very confused why. I'm going to be comparing it to Resident Evil Requiem. Because that game was hella short too, and people were not insulted by that game. And if the playthrough of this game, I mean, is going to be even remotely in the same length, I'm not going to be holding it against it, right? Because I do think people were like comparing apples to oranges sometimes in terms of playtime, and they're like expecting crazy playtimes out of certain games and are okay with a very short one with others. And I'm not saying the experiences don't work, but sometimes the expectations are a bit overblown. And so we'll see how long this DLC actually is and how much like playtime value you get out of it. But I still think in a game that has more replay value in general, like this game, it is kind of hard to compare in general, but I still think like it's gonna be a fun comparison either way, because yeah, it might just show, you know, like that people might be overreacting a bit, especially since you're getting a new character, which can theoretically make it worthwhile replaying the entire game if you like the game. Yeah, the story of the main game has been very disappointing though, so I think from that perspective, I do feel like maybe the story here could is hopefully a bit better. But since it's a side story, I wouldn't expect too crazy stuff out of it, though. Yeah, so melee with this character feels shit. And the reason for that is because he looks down on enemies and the tracking basically moves your camera like this when you melee them. And I don't think that is good, right? I think melee itself, like the melee part is not optimal. Ah, fuck order. I'll see the... melee. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a bit unfortunate. Also, you can see, right, because I'm bigger, I have to look further down in order to open stuff, right? So your angle is, instead of being like maybe like this or a bit higher like this, you have to look a bit further down, which is a minor thing, but it still is a thing, right? You do have to keep in mind. it is a little. The game is designed around the average height of the character, so I just want to mention that this is definitely a small thing, but it's, you know, I don't mind it as much, but it's still there. Clear all the scabs. Good thing we're not playing Tarkov.
Ah, shoot. Never asked about the gluten-free. You see where they're keeping the shoulds?
Yeah, Marathon's player count is still declining on a week-by-week basis, and I really like Marathon, but they're gonna kill it. They're gonna kill the game by not adding SPMM, by gating ranked to squads, by making cryo squad focused, by making, like, prioritizing hardcore late game content over casual players. Like, I think they're gonna struggle so hard soon. And I don't think Sony's gonna sustain the game for long if it's not successful enough. The people who are like, oh, who cares, right? Even if there are 5,000 players, it's still gonna be fun. Yeah, but do you think Sony's gonna support Bungie wasting their time on a 5,000 player game? No, so you should be very worried about it. If casuals quit, your game is dead. You can make hardcore games, but it has to be casual plus hardcore. Like Valorant, for example. If I play Valorant and I'm super ass at the game, I'm still gonna have a good time because I'm facing people who are super ass, right? When I play Valorant, I'm like god tier, I'm gonna have a good time because I'm gonna be facing enemies who are god tier, right? And that means super casual and non-casual people will have a good time, right? Because of SPMM. In multiplayer games, that's the only way. In single player games, it's called difficulty selection, right? And if you don't understand that as a dev, I'm sorry, but you have no idea what you're doing. Unless your game is a Souls game, which literally would be the most boring game ever if it was easy, right? The Souls combat system is so brain dead that if the game was not challenging, it would literally just you being holding R1 like in Crimson Desert, right? So yeah, Crimson Desert is basically, I mean, yeah, Crimson Desert has more moves, so technically it would be worse than Crimson Desert, right? So, but you still could technically beat it the same way. There is a bounty over here and a question mark. I kind of want to look at the question mark first. Yeah, so it's really unfortunate that Marathon is killing itself, because I really enjoyed that game. I was hoping so much that rank would be different, but rank literally has no matchmaking. All it has is gear score, and gear score is not a proxy for skill. Yeah, it's really unfortunate, man. Like, I really hate that. Like, it was such a cool game when it came out, and then instantly became like SPMM gated crash game. And I'm saying this right. I literally would get better enemies on average, but I would also get better teammates, which would make it so much more fun. Nothing is worse than having bad teammates, being good, and then getting like average enemies. Because that literally means you have to wipe the entire squads every single time, which can happen, but also cannot happen, right? Yeah, so at the end of the day, Marathon, if they add SPMM, I'm going to be coming back, but otherwise the game's dead to me and probably to a lot of people very soon. Yeah, really stupid of Bungie. I don't know who's in charge, but you were doing a bad job there. And the funny thing is, they have Arc Raiders as reference, right? Arc Raiders has, I mean, do I want to have PvE matchmaking in the game? Let's be honest here. I'm gonna say yes. And you're gonna be, what the fuck? No, the integrity of the game, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, if anything, what integrity, right? If you have a full stack, 3 people, friend of groups, a group of friends which are really good at the game, you're gonna be stomping everybody. What integrity, right? You're gonna play bot random lobbies where people don't play as a team. You can just farm them. Yeah, that's great for you maybe if you like that. But at the end of the day, right? You want to have a game that as many people play, so the player base is big. If I want to play sweaty PvP in Ark, I can play sweaty PvP. If I want to play no PvP at all, I can play it in Ark, right? What does that hurt the one side, right? SDMM, which it has, by the way, it's not only aggression-based matchmaking, it has literally score, it keeps track of how many people you kill, what your damage was, what their damage was to you, right? It has like literally a sort of SDMM in it. So yeah, it works, right? When I play Ark like a sweat, I get sweats. When I play Ark like a noob, I get noobs. Or like a PvE guy, right? So I think this is a brilliant idea. And I know that the problem is, why I think maybe the PvE part is the most questionable part, is because there will be people who basically, you know, they're like, wait, where do I put it? How do I put it? That would not have played PvE if they, and would have had more fun with the game if they were forced to do PvP, some of them, right? So I think the PvE part, you could argue maybe it should not be the case, but at least SBMM, right? SBMM, so everybody has a fair shot. But if you want to have a big player base, PvE is mandatory, obviously. But the problem is it's a matter of illusion, right? Like Ark Raiders, when I first talked about there being aggression-based matchmaking, there wasn't a time where nobody knew, right? I was like, bro, this game has aggression-based matchmaking, right? I tested it for 8 hours. I was 100% certain, not confirmed officially, but I made a video about it and was like, this game has aggression-based matchmaking. And the funny thing is, back then, obviously, it was highly debated. My friends were like, no, you're wrong. There's no way. Everything, right? My friends, right, literally said it. And I was like, okay, I still believe it. And then they officially announced it. And now the illusion was gone, right? Because if you know you can get PvE, it is a choice. And it's not like you're not afraid of people anymore, right? You're like, oh yeah, this person's never going to shoot me because I'm in a PvE lobby, right? So you start to play the game differently and the tension is gone, I guess. So that is, I guess, like it was a one-time moment. Because as soon as people know there's aggression-based matchmaking, it doesn't work magically anymore. Yeah, warum nicht, ja? Oh, I didn't want to kill the bird, my bad. Yeah, but I really hope by showcasing that I think I can reason a lot about different topics, that I hope you can see that even if you don't know the game, that maybe my points have some validity, right? I'm not saying I'm right, I'm saying I'm making probably good points, right? And when I like a game like Marathon and I see it kill itself, it really feels bad, right? It really feels like I'm watching a game I could have enjoyed so much die because they're keeping players like me from playing. And I'm not even the average, right? I'm talking about the people who are like me in a way that they want to have a balanced experience. I'm not saying like a skill perspective. I'm literally saying a balanced experience. And if you're failing to provide that for most people will quit. Complete this activity to earn rewards. Okay. But where is the activity? I really like the area here. It's cool. Like, it's very, very chill. What in the fuck? Oh, is that a wall run? I haven't done those in ages. Wait, do they even exist in this game? Yeah, and all these things are just like me hoping, right, to for betterment for the game. What in? How does this actually work? Wait, are we gonna unlock a wall run? I mean, I can literally do this, right? I can literally use the vehicle. Oh no, you're not allowed to. Oh, wait, it's supposed to be a platforming section then, huh? Because the vehicle is a triple jump, if you didn't know. So you can... I guess I'm not allowed to summon it here. So you can jump with the vehicle, and then you jump out of the vehicle, and then you can jump again mid-air. So it's a 1, 2, 3 jump, like a triple jump, right? So yeah, it's really, really good. But what is this? Like, do I not have the... I remember wall runs being in the game, for sure. Or is that... Am I confusing it with Stellar Blade? Yeah, Stellar Blade had wall runs, but the... What? I have no idea. Let's just do it like this. Wait, does the DLC add wall running? Or did the game always have it and I just don't remember it all? Because obviously when we ping this, right? When you ping it, you can clearly see this is a green zone, which is movement interactable.
If you got the crits, Zed's got the meds.
This bug where you hold down your mouse button here is so stupid. I don't know when they added it. Wait, we got grenades. No, never mind. Yeah, the fastest way to sell is actually just do this and sell unequipped only, and then your entire inventory is gone. It's so easy. You don't have to mark anything as trash. I mean, just like mark maybe things as favorite when you don't want to sell them. I'm stupid as fuck. Why didn't I? Wait, what is this? Oh, it's a jump pad. The jump pad is very nice. Yeah, overriding your melee is nice, but sometimes it just feels a bit clunky. You will grab things, or you will melee instead of doing it for whatever reason. Okay, what do we have here? One more here, no further one, and one here. We're almost here. This is going to be a huge damage increase. I mean, actually, I don't know. Is it? Only if our shields are going to be full, which I guess if we have overshield would be easy.
Let us in.
Our damage is kind of mid, like our weapon damage specifically. Increased damage are based on the fullness of the shield or health, whichever has higher maximum capacity. I wonder which one has higher capacity. Okay, shield by far. Shit. Oh, you have to grapple them? Oh, wait, that's cool. They haven't used the grapple, I think, at all. You have to shoot them first and then grapple? No. Oh, he's so tanky. Where can we grab it sometimes and sometimes we can't?
Not taking that one off. And good comfort. Just put down for a second.
Yeah, sometimes you can grab it, sometimes you can't. Yeah, the downside of not having damage numbers is I don't know where his weak spot is. Probably his jetpack or something.
All in, all in play.
Borderlands, assault rifle, and energy regeneration rate. Wait, are there 2 slots for this? I don't remember. So there's like, oh yeah, wait, there's a class mod in this one here. Ooh, the scent. Wait, I'm using the wrong weapon the entire time. Why am I not using the sniper rifle? What the fuck? Conquer a fire bouncing projectile that pierces enemies. See, this is when you're on autopilot, you just use the wrong gun. Okay, let us customize the vehicle with the new paint job. I mean, not the prettiest, but it's new, so. What? Balancing projects that pierce enemies. TDR combo, thrown gun, can be shot, ripper, license, mag. Sorry. Okay. No idea if this is good or bad, honestly. I mean, they're bouncing, so I would say bad probably. Also, the mag is pretty big, which doesn't really suit this build we're doing well. So I really hope we're gonna get something that makes us reload more often. Eventually. And we could do it again. They're like a fast travel, yeah, but we can also do the bounty if you want to. Do you have a cooldown? Oh. Oh no, wait, you can't do it. You can't throw this card while you have the other one active. They're not homing. Okay.
That is one way to leave no
I'm gonna use it a little bit, but in general, like the meme projectiles are not my favorite guns in the game for sure. What is this? A side quest? Guess so. Ghost Stories DLC start. DLC main mission. That'd be pretty get up and drink something though. Ach, klar, ist gleich da? Okay. I still don't know why you can't actually just like right-click missions to track them instantly. It makes sense to me.
I failed you. The others will succeed. They must. Please, help my friend so his spirit can pass on.
What?
You are hurt. What can I do to help?
It's too late for me, but I promised my friend I'd complete his final wishes. First, he wanted to glide across Kraken Canyon. A simple task for someone like you, I'm sure.
And
Nice.
the rest of his wishes?
I don't have the time to explain. Well, I do. But I'd like to spend some of my final moments imagining my happy place. So many babes. Please, leave me. You're...
Okay, I barely saw that icon because it was the red. It was so weird.
I can't imagine what my friend must be going through. Is he lost? Scared? Oh, there.
That didn't even charges up. Wait, the damage is pretty good though.
Good guy, though. Always try to hide how much he loved hanging with the boys, but I can see the truth. Sure, he'd always be the last.
Not the gun for these enemies.
The first one to leave, and he never really smiled or laughed much. But I'm sure he loved every minute with us.
You are sure? Then so am I.
I mean, so far I'm not disappointed, right? Like, I really like the character, and the setting and everything so far seems fine, right? Like, there's nothing I want to complain about right now. It's just having a good time. What is that purple thing there?
Nancy's way are chilly. That is the way the dice roll.
I have an HP bar. What the fuck? Yeah, we have to get rid of this ordnance. Like, grenade ordnances I think are fine, but this one is just too memey. Like, it can deal a lot of damage, or it can basically do nothing. Bro. Von diesen Dingern aufgebaut. Nee, ich habe das wieder hergebracht. Weil wir waren die gemacht, ja. Und doch nicht. I think it's time to admit that this one is just gonna be better. Right. I think it is not hit scan, right? Like this game doesn't have hit scan. Better or worse.
Rolling for crits.
What they do have is like homing bullets on some guns at range. Fire rate, splash radius.
Flames of fortune! Dragon's Canyon. It will not be easy getting across, but if I do not do this for the dying man's dead friend, then who will? Yes!
Waiting in bed here.
Solid work. My friend would be proud. Next, he really wanted to beat the record at the race site nearby. Talked about it constantly.
Same on the leaderboard, huh? I understand.
Dying while trying to complete another man's dying wishes. It's just my luck.
But this doesn't target them?
Yeah, dying is sort of slower than I thought. Oh shit, wait. Yup, there it goes. Bright light and all that. See you on the other side.
You definitely will not. But I hope your journey goes well. Not be with me!
Bro. What is this? It's a chest. What the fuck? Still one of these guys. Huh?
Energy overload.
I don't know how it works, to be honest. Maybe we're missing some mechanic for this, because we just used our grapple the last time, but this time it doesn't seem to be doable. Wait. What? Lot. Evil overgrowth preventing the path forward. Huh? But does this mean I can't do it, or what does that mean? I have no idea. Yeah, the auto navigation is kind of fucked. I'm not gonna lie. What? Okay, we are missing a mechanic that removes these things here. Like 100%, there's a mechanic that can get rid of them. It's probably gated by main story progress, if I had to guess. Whenever I strike the ground, it's because I want to do my melee, it's on cooldown. But they still have this fucking sucking black hole thing.
Real gamblers never quit.
Oh, we're back here. Okay.
To me. What a bit!
O to raise start, but no wait, it is this thing. And then you can open it. Oh. So I think we could have actually opened the chest there, but it's, I mean, it's not that far away, but it's kind of far away-ish, so. Yeah, you can see, right, the bullets home in on the enemies. Which makes sense, right? It's really annoying to hit these guys in the air, because when bullets travel slowly, there's not much you can actually do to predict where they are, and you have to wait until they dive, and it's just like slow and boring. So it's really good they changed that. I'm not the biggest fan of like bullet magnetism and aim assist in general, but like if the game really needs it sometimes, you know, it's like better to have it than to ignore it. Beat the record. Wait, where the fuck? What record? I mean, we're cooked. Okay, the way the quest updates is fucking stupid. Like, why does it pop up every single time I go over a checkpoint? Makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, you need to jump there.
Let's just finish my unfinished business like that. Come on, don't get spooked. Let's chat. Wait. You do not want your unfinished business taken care of? Your friend told me to. I made that list before I knew how great being a ghost is. No need for sleep, no stupid sun making me sweat, no debts to pay. It's amazing. It's sick. But final item on my list was getting my initials at the top of the arcade leaderboard. You have to stop my friends before they do it. Machines are my specialty. Just point me in the right direction. Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, I can't offer you ghost money or whatever. But whoever beats the high score gets a super sweet prize. All yours.
Find the ghost's house. But how about we go fishing? I didn't fish in ages. I don't even know how it fucking works. How does fishing work? This is a fishing spot, right?
Really do the whole dying thing like that, but I will let everyone else know. What's weird
Is it because he's talking that I can't fish, or?
I don't have a body, but I have to ask people to open the door for me? Embarrassing.
I have no idea. Is this like marked on the map? No. I assume it is a fishing spot, but I just don't know how to fish. Maybe it's not a fishing spot. What do I know? There's no interaction prompt, so I'm just gonna assume whatever it is, I can't do it. Whatever.
A new record!
Aren't the enemies?
Do you mind if I have a try? I knew your friend as well.
Good sir! Alright then, go for it. We've been struggling for a while, if I'm honest. Cheating!
Finishing the list was part of my list.
And killing proposition! Rolling for things! Gunning for good!
So obviously one question you always can ask, right, is this a transformative DLC or is it more Borderlands 4? Obviously it's more Borderlands 4, right? So if you don't like Borderlands 4, I mean, you know your answer if you want to play this DLC or not. Unless it's specific because you didn't enjoy a single of the characters, then obviously look at how this character plays and if you would enjoy him, but yeah, at the end of the day, obviously it's like, right, it's Borderlands, right? For me that's good, for some that's going to be bad.
We get to see you again! Forever! Things can be exactly how they used to be. Forever!
Hey, fellas! Found you guys! Where are the babes?
No. Now what am I supposed to do? I can't decide. If my initials are put at the top of the leaderboard, I'll fade away. But shutting down the game means I'll be a ghost forever. I don't know which I want. It's your choice, Vault Hunter. Just do it quick. Do I let you stay a ghost forever? Or make you disappear while I also get a shiny chest?
Bro, he wanted to die, so here we go.
Forever with others. Perhaps with enough time, I'll grow to like them more than I did when I was alive. Even you.
What was that? Did he say he didn't like us when we were alive? So, no babes then? Oh, shit.
Bye!
Okay, wait, I didn't know we were gonna kill everybody. Whoops, whatever. Well, they tried to kill me, so this is killing forever. Crazy mission. Where do we go from here? There's another clot over here. Do we want to go for the doll thing? Because the clot is here. I kind of want to go there. I'm so glad they have this like mount system in the game now, where you can just like, summon your vehicle. It's just so much better. Like I think that yeah, it's some people are gonna miss the mounts with more seats, and that's fair, right? Like there are people who like to play with their friends, they want to be in the same vehicle. That's totally fair, and it's a very valid criticism. But if you're solo, I think this is just objectively better. Ja, genau, eben, ich habe zusammen ist nicht. My girlfriend decided who's gonna drive me through Pandora now. Yeah, it's true, right? Like it is definitely a flaw of Borderlands 4 that the vehicles don't have seats anymore. What's also a fucking flaw is that I have no idea how to fucking open this here. Oh, okay, here. Huh? You don't know it? What? Okay. Fantastic. Great. What? Is that supposed to be platforming or what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? What is this for? I don't think you can go inside. This is literally there to piss me off. No. What? Huh? Bro. Am I missing something here? There's no way to put something in the game that has no function. If it's meant to be a shortcut to get up there, it's a horrible shortcut. Wow, that is miserable. There should have been a grappling spot or something. Wait, do I have to bring... Nah, you can't, right? You have to bring from here. Accuracy. Yeah, still waiting for the goated one. Okay, now we still have a mission over here. And from a level perspective, we did roughly half the DLC, so maybe 6 hours would be the length. Vault, symbol of the damned. Not a lot of fast traveling in this map, huh? Kind of want to get the vault, symbol of the damned, because reasons. So, padding. Yeah, but obviously, right, irrespective of what you think of the DLC's value, compared to the base game, it's not gonna win, obviously, right? Like, DLCs are not there to provide similar value than the base game. That's usually very rare, and it's more like a... Yeah, it is uncommon, right? Because DLCs are basically make more money with minimal effort, usually. And... that's why I guess I skip most DLC, because that's literally what they're meant to do, right? They're meant to give you more revenue out of a product, and they're not supposed to be the same in scope as the main product. But obviously, as a customer, you can expect the same value, or just move on, right? Or buy it on sale later or something. But this is just like basically for those who really couldn't get enough of the main game. Yeah, they didn't have enough money for textures on this guy. Ooh, a toupee. Civilization. I don't know why there's no marker here, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, how about no? This is horrible. Stack of the deck. Okay, ready is an action skill. Whenever cash ready is an action skill. The lower is gun's max size, the greater the bonus. Oh, really? Minimum max size. What do you mean minimum? Okay, but yeah, you want lower max sizes, but Whenever cash deals damage with an action skill's guns deal bonus and mental damage of the type, the more fortune stacks, as greater the bonus for 12 seconds. This is kind of the same as this one, isn't it? Only shorter. Oh, echt? Das ist ja doof. Yeah, we were here before, but I missed it. I think. Okay. We're not going to be killing these guys again. Why did they put those two so close to each other?
She ain't all good either. Suffocating, that's for sure. I guess she'd just say she's protective. I know she loves me, and that's her way of showing it. She made sure Scooter and I were safe. Risked everything to get us away from the Hogan. I may not have taken kindly to the parade of fellas and otherwise she shacked up with, but sure as sugar, none of them ever touched a hair on our heads. She's a disaster of a woman, but she's a good kind of bad. Hey, Lil.
Wait, the way you get out of this menu, you have to press escape or what?
Everyone's ready and raring to run around the six galaxies looking for you. That little stray you left in charge. Something's gotten into her. She's dead set that you're out there somewhere. Alive. Well, Lil, I ain't always sure what you're... See? They're already floating around. Hey, you should be able to use those things as a grapple point. Hot damn, they got to work fast. Prison life, huh? Grab that pearl.
Okay, this is where you learn about the mechanic, which we've already been using for a while.
Strange. I am hitting things. That was about as disgusting as any interaction I have had with flesh.
Satisfying. We should record that and put it on the Echo Net for speed.
Oh, you'll be back real soon.
What is this, a boss fight? No, we're good, we're good.
Thanks for the assist.
Who's destroying me? Yeah, what we really need is more action skill cooldown rate, but we don't really... We could get it right now, but
Sure, the Vault Hunter has it all taken care of, Pumpkin. Besides,
we're not gonna prioritize it.
it's our host's turn.
Yes. Go.
Yeah, you go on ahead,
Okay.
PH.
Bone saw. Laser cutter. Ooh. Wait, I don't understand. What? 2 shots at once? Oh, it's a Dead Space reference. You can do it vertically and you can do it horizontally. Ah, okay. For a moment, I didn't play the Dead Space remake because it ran like shit on UE5 and was like, I think to this day might be a very broken port, but yeah, I like the original a lot.
Interloper, this is Acting Captain Willis. Let's talk warrior to warrior. What is it you want here?
Loot? Maybe a new hat? But mainly, an end to all of this freakiness. That megalith is making trouble for a friend
Kind of a weird mechanic that you have to grapple it afterwards.
But I'll warn you now. If you mean to harm the asset in my care, I will stop at nothing to protect it. Nothing.
Dad, is someone coming to hurt us?
Ellie, Pumpkin, is there a bite mark in your spooky necklace?
Huh? Oh, yeah, that was crazy, Earl. You know how he gets around shiny things. One time, I caught him eating drill bits out of my toolbox with chopsticks, like a 20-piece omakase. As soon as he saw the necklace, Earl started shopping.
That is inconvenient. Before you can be released from your curse, Mistress Ellie, that stone must be made whole.
Bro, this fuck
BH,
off.
while you're finding a way through, you mind watching out for Earl and his meddling incisors?
Where did characters also have like these laggy animations where they TP around like you're in an online game? Sometimes. Not a big deal, but... Where the fuck is everybody? Are we not fighting here? So this gun is not a good fit for this build because it doesn't reload, right? But it's still fun. What the fuck is killing me? What? No idea. There must have been an enemy with aura or some shit. But I do like it. It's a cool gun.
That is one hot hand!
Okay, we need one more, then we got it. Yeah, so we're not going to be going for much longer, because Jessica just came. Jessie. And... yeah, the DLC is probably still a bit longer, so we're going to have like a estimated probably like 2 streams with it. Or 3 max, I would say. Find Crazy Earl. Be crazy. Found him. I mean, very cozy environments in this one. It's basically Resident Evil 9. Oh, okay.
Ellie, my friend, you are not the only person hearing dead loved ones. This Dahl captain seems to be hunted by his dead son.
Huh! It's a dead Ken Jamboree!
Look at me!
Wait, did I actually buy Ratchet and Clank already? Because I never played it, but I wonder if I just already bought it on sale. Because it reminded me of the TPs, just like in a way that where they didn't work as well. I like this area, looks cool. Cratering reactive hoarder. On reload, guns with data slice and 40 and 25% damage on the amount of the spare ammo for the currently equipped gun. Gun splash damage, SMG, okay. I should always look at the bottom ones first because those are more important. Wait, do you have to grapple them, or how does this work? I don't remember actually. I remember struggling with this one too, but I think it's just on a timer or something. And I called it, I think, a missed opportunity for using your grapple.
Hello? Hello? This is Dr. Daphne Tumalo. I felt the vibes shift. Is someone there?
Yes, this is Cash.
Oh wait, you know what? Fuck it, let's go heal.
That's great.
The other one just doesn't heal enough.
Isn't the plant life beautiful in these caverns?
Honestly, my focus has been more on the zombie soldiers and nightmares.
Totally.
Ja, das stimmt, es ist echt kalt draußen.
Well, I am stuck at a scav tank, so nice to meet you.
So nice.
Ist wie viel Grad haben wir gerade?
Oh,
Das
wanna
ist
see
vielleicht nicht
something
super, Mann,
super
aber...
freaky? Scan that tank and open it up.
Ja, das stimmt. Das stimmt. We're gonna find Crazy Earl. Maybe. What the fuck?
The water flows up.
That's cool.
Oh, I'm a botanist, by the way. I didn't mention that.
Good for you, my friend.
I've been studying the local flora. Isn't the plant life beautiful in these caverns?
We already covered.
Yeah, the game's HDR is really good. I heard some people criticize it, but if you're on an OLED with good peak brightness, it looks very nice. Nothing I can complain about here, honestly. You're obviously getting the tone map version because I'm not streaming in HDR, but yeah, just know, like, if you have a good HDR display, whatever the people are telling you, probably have a bad display, and it's not well calibrated. Which is not uncommon, right? Unfortunately, a lot of HDR displays are mostly SDR and just like advertises HDR, the basic bare minimum stuff. And then people are like, oh, HDR looks bad, and usually not, right? It's well done. Sometimes, yeah, there are games where it looks like shit, but it's mostly down to usually just a bad monitor, mostly. Fünf Mods, ja. Achso, du meinst dieses Crushed Eis? Oder das?
Come back. What you want? No! What I want!
That's Earl, all right. What's he yammering about, though? Keep after him.
Yeah, I'll also be probably playing the new Life is Strange together with Jesse and my girlfriend off stream. And I'll let you know what I think about it. But I think it compared to this game, it's rated, I think, 3 times higher. Which is to say it's over 90%. Well, this is probably roughly 30. It looks really pretty. I really like this. That's a really cool area. No idea if there's something to explore here, but it looks nice. I mean, this is actually a good spot if you find him. Call it for now. I'm not sure how we'll handle this, to be honest. If we're gonna do another stream later, or if I'm gonna... I want to finish this as fast as possible so we can actually go back to CXL on stream. And I will probably play the character a bit more in the normal story than off stream, because I am enjoying this character a lot.
Oh, there.
Was an Ivy.
It's harsh out here. But you'd be surprised what can grow.
It's Daphne. And she's not even streaming on Twitch right now.
Hello. It is Bloom. To meet you, Daphne.
Ah, totally.
I mean, it is nice to finally be face to flower.
It's okay. My herbal tinctures keep the nightmares away, but as I said, they have some side effects. I find it poetic to be one with the plants I love. Plus, the herbs are super relaxing, so it just doesn't bother me.
Die Karte ist super groß. Sind alle Menschen fein.
Hey, you want some tincture? Fresh from the lab.
Robots are not big on tinctures. Listen, I am looking for a man named Earl. Crazy, bandage over his nose. Have you seen him?
Seen him? He took over my greenhouse. Always cussing at my plants, biting things. Whew. Sorry. His energy is just unbalanced. Give him a try if you like, but he won't even answer me. Let's leave.
Reach the greenhouse, but I think, like I said, it's this is a good spot. At some point we didn't find him yet, but it doesn't matter. I expect maybe we're gonna find him right here. So far, my impression of the DLC. I mean, yeah, we yapped a lot about random shit, so that was a bit distracting for me. But everything honestly within the DLC seems well made. The new character is super fun to play, and the only question you have to ask yourself is it worth $30 for you? The final verdict in that I can't tell you right now, because obviously I haven't beaten the DLC. $30 is obviously on the higher side for a DLC, and people expect, I guess, substantial amounts of content, which so far, I mean, just look, we basically are like pretty close to having explored the full area here, which will make the DLC probably something along the lines of 6 hours-ish for 100%. Which is half of Resident Evil 9. No, what a stupid comparison, right? But you still have the character which we can use and play for the entirety of the rest of the game. Now the question you should be asking is not actually, is the DLC worth it? Or the question you should be asking is, should they have put the character and the story parts in separate packs? And from a consumer perspective, the answer is yes. From a business perspective, the answer is probably no. Because a lot of people will want to play the character and they don't really care that much maybe about the story, and vice versa, right? So forcing either side to buy the entire package is, I guess, the real question here. Since the base game itself has 40%, and I think the base game is very good, it's not very well optimized in terms of performance, and it has some issues for sure, which I would definitely change. I think the overall game is definitely nowhere near a 40% rating for me on Steam. So the franchise seems to be prone to people who buy the game and don't like it. And I can see where they're coming from, but maybe it's just not for them. I have no idea. I really enjoy those games. And at the end of the day, you have to keep that in mind, right? The base game is 40%, the DLC is 30% positive on Steam. So yeah, like in that perspective, it is basically slightly lower than the than the main game in terms of rating. For me personally, I played over 200 hours of the base game. For me, I didn't buy the deluxe edition or anything because I don't buy into stuff if I don't enjoy it. But I enjoy the base game, so I will be playing the and I also am enjoying this DLC and this character. So I will be definitely checking out probably also further DLCs and character. But yeah, if you're on the fence about the money, obviously, you know, like there's no way you can compete with like AAA games on sale or even like indie games on sale and Steam sale, right? You can get like for a couple of bucks. I mean, Game Pass still exists, but I mean, even then, like, if you're on PC, you can get games so dirt cheap that, yeah, 30 bucks is a lot of money. Expedition 33 is basically 40 new, so you could argue that you could also buy almost Expedition 33 there. But the real question I'm asking you is basically how much are you going to have fun with this game? Because it is a unique experience, right? Like, there's no other game out there that's exactly like Borderlands. So if you really like this, and you really want to play with the new character, you would also play him outside of the DLC. I think in a raw playtime perspective, you're gonna have a good time, right? If you're willing to play also content outside of the DLC. I don't know why it doesn't home in on him, but you know what I mean? So from my perspective, this is my go-to. If I had to rate the DLC on content alone, and the character, I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10. Without looking at the price tag, right? The minimally improved performance since launch is nice, but obviously it still doesn't run amazingly, even on a 5090. We're still relying on FrameGen to get those high FPS numbers, and it's definitely not optimal. I wish it ran better, to be honest, but at least it looks good, right? Like, I mean, you can say it doesn't run well, but it's still, at least it looks good. Not as good as you would maybe expect for the performance. But at the end of the day, yeah, that's the biggest caveat for me, that they didn't like significantly improve performance compared to launch. But I mean, they did relatively, I guess, to launch, but they didn't significantly improve performance to what you would expect the game to run like, right? So yeah, it runs okay, at least it doesn't stutter, right? Like, it's consistently bad, I guess, but without stutters. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? That's definitely going to be a negative for some, and also not a positive for me for sure, right? But I still am having fun, even though those are the limitations, admittedly, on high-end hardware. Yeah. But I would say, you know, as always, if you're on the fence about the price, you know what to do. Wait for a sale. That's what you do when you don't like the launch price of a game. You just wait around for a sale. And if you have issues with that, that's a you issue and not a game price issue, because you are dictating the prices of games by buying them on launch. And if you find the prices inappropriate for you, just, you know, don't buy it, right? It's okay to not to like the price, but you're sending the signal. You can decide to buy it later, and the game is just going to get better over time anyway, right? Unless there's like an unforeseen drawback that prevents you from playing the game in the future. So yeah, in my book, this is my take on the DLC. 30% negative on Steam is of course not in proportion at all what you would expect for a game of this quality, while other games which are complete garbage, like Wukong, Crimson Desert, have high ratings. It's just what it is, right? People have different tastes in video games, and some don't have any taste, and they still play those games, and they rate the biggest pile of garbage highly. even if, you know, like objectively speaking, the design is inferior. But yeah, it is what it is, right? Borderlands is a franchise that has a tough time on Steam, like unfortunately many games these days. And some games just get like the free pass from people. And yeah. And by the way, people are calling Crimson Desert optimized. Crimson Desert does not run much better than Borderlands on max settings. Right? Like it does not, right? It actually runs worse in some ways. So just a reminder, like when I played Crimson Desert in the 5090, it ran worse for me at the same resolution at max settings than Borderlands 4 did. So just keep that in mind, and didn't have to, and it did have some more graphical quirks than this game. But yeah, at the end of the day, right, just keep that in perspective, because people are like, oh, Crimson Desert is so well optimized. It's true, it scales well down, I guess, on weaker systems, but the high-end experience is honestly pretty similar to this one. So yeah, this is a thing, you know, maybe some food for thought there in terms of scaling. And now what you like better visually? I'm going to be fully honest, Crimson Desert looks pretty cool, but I like Borderlands 4 more because I like art style over just raw, like realistic graphics. But this is personal taste, right? Crimson Desert looks pretty nice, but just like this one has more character for me, and you know, it's just like, it's more enjoyable to look at, I guess, most of the time. Yeah, but you know, both games look amazing, just a different art style and preferences there. Okay, at the end of the day, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for more Borderlands DLC, maybe later, but definitely tomorrow. And yeah, and I mean, don't be one of those guys to buy the game as it's rated down, even though you knew it's 30 bucks, right? Everybody who's complaining about the price and didn't like wait a second, I mean, right, like just wait, just fucking wait. You can, it took literally like 1 day to have the data on the playtime, and if you care about that, just fucking wait, right? Everybody who thinks there's gonna be more than, yeah, I don't know, like just like nothing about this surprises me, right? Like nobody complained about Resident Evil 9 being too short while it was very short, right? So I don't know, it's just like, just be realistic, right? Like if you end up, I mean, like I said, it's like me, right? Crimson Desert, I should have not bought it. I just bought it for the tech, but yeah, I should not have bought it, right? If I waited longer, I probably would have figured out that this game is going to be fucking ass for me. But yeah, I admit that, right? I own up to it. It's my fault for not liking the game, buying a game which I inherently dislike immensely, right? So yeah, at the end of the day, you know, just make a sound decision. The DLC itself is fine. The character is super fun to play. It's just like the price tag might be a bit off for some people. And it's for Borderlands 4. If you didn't like Borderlands 4, why even touch the DLC in the first place without like caring, right? Like it is the game it is, right? And I like it. Some don't like it, but yeah, just like one of those weird things where the negativity on Steam is just like kind of awkward. Like at AAA, right? AAA is getting really weird reactions, while some indie games or small studio games just get like glazed like with the hot shit, and they're still also very flawed. And it's like this weird like disconnect between what the game is and what the ratings are. Yeah, and I just wish that was not the case, because for me, a Steam review for major games means nothing, right? It can be very positive and I hate it. It can be very negative and I love it. So yeah, the functionality doesn't reflect my enjoyment, and that's why I don't think Steam reviews have a lot of value these days anymore compared to... It just shows that there's something wrong with either the community of the game or the game itself. So yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later or tomorrow. Bye bye.